Welcome back yet again. We're on a roll, and here is another puzzle. I would have never thought that I was going to do a video on this puzzle, honestly. There's a lot to be said in a name. And when Eric Fuller, the gentleman behind Lockbox I showed you, was designing with others the DDD burr set, he wanted to create a box for it so to get the burrs out. And in the process, he created several mechanisms and ideas, and he decided to throw them all into this box and put it out instead as a separate product because he said it would make the burr set too much. I don't think the burr set being a lot of money would have stopped a lot of people. I think having to open a puzzle every time you want to change your burrs out to do a different puzzle would have possibly slowed people down. I don't know. I heard that the penultimate burr set box has a trick mechanism as well. But here we go. He said that because he didn't really get to use the idea on the DDD like he wanted, he felt very blah about it. So he called this blah box. This came out twice. It came out at the beginning of the year and also back in like November. So it had like a 1 month skip over, I believe. It was originally $229, I think, and then it went up to like $300. And the second time it came around, nobody was talking about this thing. I don't know if they hadn't solved it yet or what. So I didn't even grab one. This is on loan from a friend. And this one here is Iroko and holly. So this is a Iroko wood, a very solid seeming wood. It seems like the type of wood you would make a bed headboard from here. There's some graining in it, but generally it seems almost traditional. And then the holly. The holly is just like this white, super soft wood. Very cool. It's just a box, right? So this seemed like a puzzle box to me, but he said it was a sequential discovery. The holes got me here. You know, I'm about holes and weird stuff, but not a lot going on. You can see the seams here, so you know something's gonna open. It even gives a little, but other than less, it is this. This one surprised me. I kind of feel bad that I didn't end up getting it. He has another box called Topless Box that I knew would be real good, but I ended up seeing the solve and not getting that one. This one, I kind of regret. You got the hole here with the metal that we've seen before. You see lids here, you see holes, you see a blank side, and lots of rattling. So, like another puzzle we did, not much is going to happen here until you start getting a little bit more aggressive with it. And you'll see here that you can kind of slide this panel around, you know? But if you push on it, there you go. You can pop it up. There's a pretty hefty magnet here holding it in place. And then you're back to square one really here with this. Like what's going on now? Just wood inside of wood on top of wood, filling wood. The magnet holding it down. But if you turn it, did you see that? Something there. Let's put that. It's like out of a Looney Tunes cartoon. So there's a rod inside of this. And now that we have a rod, there's a few holes. It won't fit here. It does fit here, see? Doesn't do anything. And then there's a hole here. But we know Eric Fuller is like a mad scientist with puzzle boxes. So this could be anything going on right here. Like that. Possibly, right? So, what do? You can put it back here, which made me think of another puzzle. Another puzzle that I have and I might share. Look at that. Look at that, that's fun. There you go. But we actually need it, I believe, so it's so hard. There we go. So if we put them face to face, like that, don't worry about my singing, it's garbage. And then put it back in the hole. Look at this. Now it's got springiness. It's like a button. So pull down, look at that, look at that. Look at that, it's starting to open. Pull it out. We get a little bit of give there. Now we got the box partially open. That can come right back off. You can do that. And maybe peek inside. Now you won't be able to see what I see here, But if you take it and shake it and get it down here, there's actually, let's see if I can get it on camera. Yeah, there's a rod right here. I don't have a flashlight to hit it up. And it falls back, see? Peek, peek, up, and it falls back. So there's a little rod that's not small enough to go through this gap, and it's teasing you. That's all part of the design, but you can kind of get the idea that it must go in this hole, right? So I searched around and searched around. This thing doesn't seem to do much of anything. It's like a holder, right? And it wasn't until I actually talked to a few people and was just about done with this thing. I was like, well, whatever. It's just like a trick puzzle box. I noticed that there was a gap. Oh, and I closed it, great. There was a gap showing up in one of these corners. See that? And you can slide this whole thing open. I could have had this rod out of here a long time ago. So that little rod slides right out. So now we have 2 rods and 2 holes. So let's go back to this. We put this rod in. You put this rod in. You see, all right. I started doing the Hokey Pokey song in my head for some reason. And you have that. Pull up. And that unlocks it. Pretty simple series of steps when you think about it, but it can really lead you on for a while. We get our signature in here. We get our November of 2020. And we also got a little black diamond that I think was put in there less as a prize and more as something to mess with you. Because you only had 1 loose rod in here. And if you just had the one thing rattling around, you'd be like, well, it's probably just a tool or an item. But with 2 rattling around, it could be latches, it could be rods, shifting, it could be a million things. But here we have, this is kind of a tool, right? It's a hiding spot. The magnet, well, it's definitely a tool. We got a magnet and a rod. Remember these tools? We have 2 types of rods here. And then we got a box that holds. I don't know if you could get away with putting something in here because it might block the passageway of an item coming out of here. I guess you could rattle it and still get that out. But here we go. This box is pretty cool. You know, for the lower price, for the cool woods, I would have probably gone for a black limbo myself, having the stripes that they had. That was really sexy. This is simple. I keep talking about how I want like a simple, medium, and a hard, you know, SD puzzle to share with people. And this would definitely be a good starter, like the Lotus puzzle, the Dan lock. What else is good at this point right now for that level? You know, I'm not going to say why, but I think like the improved packing puzzle, you know, they're hard, but they're not crazy long with steps. Excuse me, and they don't take a lot of crazy logic to figure out. I can dig that. So I really have to admit I kind of, you know, misread this one, misjudged it, and I'm left, you know, without, but I did get to solve it. So, hey, I got to experience the thrill of this, so I'm thankful to my friend in puzzling that's always sharing and trading back and forth with me on these things. That's why I always have cool stuff to show you guys. So I know I just flurried out some videos. There's still more solves to come. I'm always hitting puzzles. I got way more puzzles than these guys. I just show you the ones that are super cool and interesting and have lots of steps. I've been personally into packing puzzles lately, and I made one of my own. I'll make a video on that. I've been 3D printing and making other people's puzzles, and we're gonna do a drop here soon, and I'll probably do a video about that as well. Got a real cool Juno I've been working on that is just a puzzle, like Soma Cube with rods going through it. Pretty awesome. Personally, that's one of my favorites of the year so far. It's called a Loopy L Cube 3. Doesn't really matter because I bought the last one he had. So sorry about that, everyone. It has this wood called silky oak, and I just gotta say, if you can get your hands on some silky oak, do it. So we're gonna put the black diamond back in. We're going to put the little rod back in. We're gonna shut it, which locks it, and we're going to put this rod back in here, which is magnetized, and oops, that's it. This whole thing's reset. Super simple reset. Like I said, you get one of these and then you put something like a lockbox in the middle, right? So it's an Eric Fuller journey, right? I'd like to mix them up, but that's what I would have, right? So you let someone try this, you let them try a lockbox, and then maybe something like a jewel thief or a wishing well or something that has a lot of steps and a lot of things to figure out that's super mechanical and metal probably. And that would give them a great journey of like simple, medium, hard, and then they have reasons to come over and, you know, well, listen to me fantasizing. We're not going to have company anytime soon. So once that time comes, hopefully I'll have those 3 cool puzzles. And I have a design that I'm working on of an SD that has 3 cubes that do that similar progression. So you can really bring someone into the idea of puzzling and let them try something that's not going to make them mad, piss them off. And then if they can get through that one, then hey, try this one here. That's a gem. And then they love that and then really go for the hard one. Or even share with them. I believe a lot of these puzzles would be great, you know, with a significant other or someone sitting and chilling with you. And it's just like, hey, what do you think is going on with this thing? So, thank you for watching. This has been another cool sequential discovery puzzle, and I'll be bringing you more. Thanks.